Today we're going to talk about first aid and sports drinks and bandages. And we're going to start out with, first of all, beverages. These are cranberry juice and mango, pineapple, and what else is in here? Orange as well. There's also shakes. These are silk. This is good for a milk alternative. This is a Slim Fast. We're going to get into diet snacking also. This is also a Slim Fast product. I prefer to use bone broth. This was not $1. Everything that's here was $1 except for this. It's about $1 per serving if you look at it that way. And also if you like water, there's flavored water. There's lemonade and different kinds. This one's a green tea. Also, this is an airborne product that you can put in water. This is good if you're going in a place where there's a lot of other people or on a plane or something like that. This would be a good product, or even to school. There's also green tea diet supplements. We're going to start out with a few of the diet products here. These are all diet products that were each $1. You have to be very careful when taking these items. And this is the apple cider one that happens to be a new popular diet, another appetite control. Some people take these, they take them on an empty stomach. That's okay. I don't recommend taking any of the supplements on an empty stomach. You really need protein of some kind, and you need a full glass of water. These are energy, and this one is designed to make you lose body water. People believe that if they lose pounds quickly, that it's going to stay off. You're actually just voiding out excess water in your body, which you will probably gain most of that back anyways, unless you have a medical condition that makes you obtain that much water and retain it. These are vitamin B12s, and these are stackers. You have to be very careful with these. I'm going to warn you right off the bat. Some of the products like this, the energy products, have a product in them called niacin. If you're ever at the gym and you see somebody with a really red face and a few minutes later it's turning purple and there's no health issues, it's probably a mild overdose of... Jesus, here we go. That's all right. Can't help it, it's just that way, the way it goes.
So we start again?
Well, I'm just leaving it rolling. Yeah, I'm going to start over. I'm not going to cut because I'm not doing close-ups.
Yeah, I think when you get off to that side, you need to bring the object.
Okay,
over
perfect.
a
I'll
bit
just put it in my left hand.
Okay, are you introducing this at all?
No, I'm just going to say today we're going to start. I'm just going to do it the same way. I'm rolling the whole time.
Okay.
Are you rolling too?
Yes.
Okay,
rolling.
great. Today we're going to talk about vitamins, diet pills, or diet supplements, and sports bandages and whatnot, and first aid kits. First of all, we're going to start out with healthy snacks. It's pistachios. This is what I choose. Nuts. There's all different kinds. I did find all of these products were $1 except one of them. I'll show you what that one is in a minute. At first, I was able to get this whole box for $1, but when I went back to get some more, they realized the mistake they made and they opened the packages. So the individual packages are usually 2 for $1. That's still a great value because they're mixed nuts and they're actually healthy for you. This one is a small size energy drink, kiwi lemon. This one's actually, or kiwi melon, I'm sorry. This one's actually quite delicious. I've tried that one before. And it's a small amount, so you're not really gonna overdose on the excess vitamins or caffeine inside. There's cranberry, and these are milk alternatives if you like silk. There's different flavors, almond and almond chocolate. This is another one I like for juices. This is a V8 Splash, it's mango peach. There are other ones. This is a Slim Fast one for losing weight, so we'll talk about a few diet products. These ones help you lose weight. They're appetite control, and here's another one. And there are also energy tablets and more diet pills. You have to use caution. when taking a diet pill, it's okay for a couple of days, but you really should talk to your general practitioner or nutritionist before you start any regimen, because you could accidentally be overdosing on a vitamin or something that's in here you really don't know what's in it. These ones actually make you lose weight, but it's not the way you think. It doesn't make you lose body fat, it makes you lose body water. So you can actually dehydrate by taking too many of these and cause other health issues. Vitamin B12 and another workout popular thing. These both have large amounts of caffeine, but I don't think your doctor would like you to have 20,000 units of vitamin B12 or 20,000 units of a product called niacin. If you ever go to the gym and you see somebody with a really red face, and sometimes it will turn purplish red, they probably, and they're drinking a sport drink, it probably contains niacin. And most people don't know on vitamins, I'm not actually pushing the vitamins in the containers. You should really ask your doctor if you're deficient in them, and they'll run tests and tell you which ones to take if you're not getting that through normal eating. Then that's doctor recommended. I don't recommend going out to the dollar store or the 99 store just to buy every single vitamin because they're $1 and there's a 30-day supply in them, because vitamins A, D, E, and K are not water soluble and you could be overdosing. Iron is another one. About 40% of the US population is deficient in vitamin D, so you need to see if you're one of those people or not before you even take vitamin D. The other product is iron. You can actually die from an overdose of iron. A lot of people don't know that. It usually occurs around 4 days after the overdose. It causes severe liver damage that is not reversible. So you can actually die from that. So be very careful. Don't try to guess. Talk to your doctor, and then they'll run like 2 or 3 different tests a couple weeks apart, and then you can find a good balance. There are also flavors that you can add to your drinks, and these are some that I've tasted. A lot of these, they're delicious actually. This one is good. It's coconut, it's tropical. This is strawberry lemonade. Almost everybody likes that. I wish it was more red than pink. It's a little more fun to drink when they're red. This one is a caffeine product. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have drank this straight out of the bottle when I was in a hurry, but you have to be careful because it contains a lot of caffeine. So you can get the shakes from that. Amio is another energy drink. It's good to put in your water a couple of drops, or if you really need a boost and don't have time for espresso, you can drop a couple of drops of these into your coffee and you should be okay. But just use caution when you're testing them out the first time, because you don't want to get too much of it. And then here's another shot. You really, this says 10,000 units. Their international units are 10,000% on this particular bottle. You really should not just shoot the whole thing. Take about a capful size of it and just see how your body reacts to it. Sometimes that's enough, sometimes it's not. You can take a little bigger sip the next time if you don't have a reaction, but I would never recommend just chugging this whole thing because you don't know how you're gonna react to it. And it also depends on the type of exercise that you're doing. If you're lifting heavy weights or just doing cardiovascular, it will make a difference how fast that gets dissolved in your body, and also if you take it with protein or not. Now here's some more things we're going to talk about. Our pain relief. You'll see all kinds of ibuprofen, Tylenol. These were each $1. They're not 100 tablets, they're more like 30. This is a sleep aid. There's also acetaminophen. That's another one you have to be careful of. If you're taking a blood thinner or you're taking care of someone who's on blood thinners, you really need to be aware of the level that they need to be at for their INR, because you can actually bleed internally by taking too many acetaminophen supplements or tablets, even when it's combined with other things. Another issue for cough relief and fever, they're trying to remove some of these products off the market. If you notice when you buy these or the cough syrups, that they actually will ask you for ID in California and some other states, because they still contain a product, diphenhydramine, and the kids in school are using it to get high, and some adults are too, actually. You can actually have a stroke in the summertime if you have diphenhydramine and there's too much of it in your system. A lot of people aren't aware of that. In the heat, it makes it worse, and you can die from that too. If you suspect that your kids are taking opioids or maybe your prescriptions, there's also drug testing kits for opioids. This one's marijuana, but it's used legally in California and some other states, but you can still test them for that if you want. There are creams and lotions of different kinds. Antibiotics, muscle rub for sore muscles. We'll get to more of those kind of products. Psoriasis. This one is a really good first aid kit. It has a little bit of everything in it. And again, here is another one. Oops, here we go. It's just different pieces in each side. Open them up, look what's inside. If you need tweezers or something, you can always add to them. They're $1. These scissors, this is a good to keep in the car. If there's a car accident and you need to get to see someone's limb or make a tourniquet, you can always cut their pant or shirt leg off with a pair of these scissors and use the cloth as a tourniquet. We have a space blanket, different kinds of germ masks. Some of these, I wouldn't recommend getting a regular mask that you would find at some of the hardware stores that keep the dust out. Those really don't keep germs out. These are thicker and they're usually two-sided. This is muscle relief. You put this on, it's a bandage, and it actually feels like an icy heat kind of a little bit. Here are tweezers of different kinds. Here's my favorite subject, nail clippers. If you ever took someone shopping for shoes, if you're taking care of your mom or dad, and they say these shoes don't fit, tell them to take their sock off and look at their toenails. They're probably the size of Sasquatch. Once you cut those, the shoes will fit better, okay? There's no reason to have long toenails and then they curl underneath and become ingrown. If you have headaches, this one is good. It's a non-drug. You put it on your forehead, it cools it down. Here's the opposite kind. This is a heat wrap. This is for your shoulders and the top of your neck. They have them for the lower back as well. They're hot and cold. And here is another kind. This is for muscle and joint. So you can use it on your C4 vertebrae or your lumbar as well, or even your elbow. It's a smaller patch. Let's put some of these back down here. Okay. Now we're going to talk about insoles. These go inside your shoes. There's different kinds. You've seen them with magnets on them. I've tried these. These were only $1. They're great. You can't wear them all day. You need to put them in intervals to find out how long you can wear them, because when you take your foot off, these can actually puncture slightly through the skin if you leave them on too long. I made that mistake before. I took 6 miles and I had a couple of little holes in my feet, but they heal quickly, no problem. This one was actually $1.99. It costs just a little bit more, but you've seen these for up to $19 for each different body part that they go on. There's 2 in here, and this one's for the ankle. They have copper in them. That's a really popular thing. It's non-drug, so that's another bonus. This is another thing. This is a power balance bracelet. You've seen these, just like smartwatches, but the smartwatches are another video all in itself. This is really great. You've seen sports tape before in the big white rolls. I'll find one here in a second. I know I have one. These are actually pre-cut. This one is for knee, elbow, and wrist. This one is for the foot and calf. And this is for the back and abdomen. And this is neck and shoulders. They're already pre-done, so they're very easy to put on. Another product I found, which is great, is these are socks, but they're made of bamboo. They're very strong, so if you use the tread climber or a stair climber or you walk a lot, these don't get holes in them very easily, so I would recommend these. And they were only $1 a pair, but just so you know, the store I bought them at, I only shopped at one location that day. I bought all of them, so they're out, but the other locations have them. There's also hot and cold compresses. These are great. They last a very long time. All you have to do is squeeze them. You don't have to put them in the microwave and they're self-activating. This one is a nose plug that you can put on the inside to stop snoring, but this is good for a power nap, but you can also turn it around and put it on the outside as well to plug your nose. These are earplugs. Breath mints. Sometimes if you're using diet supplements, you definitely want some of these, because you will have a bad odor most of the time coming out of your mouth, unless it's a sports drink that's flavored. There are nasal strips. Again, these go on the outside. If you don't have to use these just to sleep in. If you have deviated septum, you can also open it up a little bit. It makes it easier to breathe for some people. We have, these were each $1. There's hand, wrist, and ankle supports. These are interesting. They're 2 different brands. They're elastic bandage. They actually have a topical product inside of it that actually makes it feel like it's cold, even though if you touch these on the outside, they're not cold, but they feel cold on the skin. So it's a nice relief. Has a good smell to it, actually, too. Another, this is an elbow support. This is actually a thick one. There's only one in this packet, so that was $1, but for 2, that's still a good deal because it will last longer. And these are different kinds of cold packs as well. Now we're talking about feet and swimming, and also sweating at the gym. I highly recommend this. This is a $1 product as well. You can spend more if you want. This is not only used for athlete's foot. There's many uses for this, but we'll stick to that athlete's foot. If you've never had it, that's great. If you don't ever want to have it and you're going into a public place where you're going to take your shoes off, don't be crazy. Just get a can of this and spray it on your feet before and after. You'll be fine. I personally never had a foot fungus and I don't want one. But when I asked my doctor how people catch that, he told me if you want to prevent it, just spray it before and you don't have to worry about it. And stay out of murky water too, and change your socks often. These socks actually dry out quickly. They take the sweat away. If you insist on taking the vitamins, these are a large dispenser. I have actually seen with my own eyes people consuming a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of vitamins with a cup of coffee. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's toxic on the body. You don't need to take 5 or 10 pills of vitamin E. It doesn't make sense. And most of the vitamins, you need protein to digest them anyways properly. Otherwise, the ones that are water soluble, you're just going to void out. For the gym, this is an accessory that you can plug into. You'll notice that some of the treadmills have TV monitors on it. You'll still need something to plug into your device, or even if it's a wireless device with wireless headphones, they should still have a jack where you can plug these in, or plug it into the top of the tread climber. You can watch the news. And in some gyms, like the one I go to, they have a kids room. You can also put the channel on to watch your kids to see if they're behaving properly or not. Also, if you're running late, this is a bath wipe. It's for washing your entire body. If you're really in a hurry and don't have time to shower after the gym, you can actually just wipe your face off and your arms or whatever, and legs in the car or whatever if someone else is driving, just so that you can get semi-clean until you get home. This is also a massager. This was only $1. They have different kinds depending on how frequently you go in to visit. They'll change the product seasonally. Also, you've seen these in the old television shows. This is a mini one you put ice in here. So it's like an ice pack for small areas. Again, we have safety glasses. These are 400 UV. Yeah, I always recommend these if you're going in outer sports. And by the way, if you're wearing contact lenses, wear goggles. There's a lot of parasite problems going around right now in different countries, as well as California and different states, where people are getting parasites from a swimming pool that get behind their contact lenses. Don't wear contact lenses to the gym or the pool or any public place. If you're going to go in the water or even a river or lake, put swimming goggles on. It makes sense. Then you can wear the lenses if you need them to see, or you can go without the lenses. It doesn't matter, but protect your eyes. This was the sports tape I was talking about. You've seen these a bazillion times. You have to roll them around. I think it's much easier just to have them pre-cut, and they're reusable if you put them back on the sheet of the clear cellophane. These are the difference in gloves for first aid we'll talk about. You want to make sure if you're handling something that you're using the right kind. There's latex and non-latex. There's nitrate. You've seen these in the hospitals. And there are different things for different reasons. If you're taking care of someone who's bedridden, you'll want to pick the proper ones and make sure they're not allergic to any of these. There's also the plastic disposable food kind. So they all work. It just depends on who you're helping or if it's for yourself even. These are over-the-counter vitamins. The omega-3s, if you don't like to eat fish, sure, go ahead and eat those. I prefer to eat the real thing, so I love fish and even shellfish too. This one's a stress B complex. Again, you want to use with caution. Unless your doctor tells you you have a symptom of some kind and recommends something, don't just go buy these because they're $1 to experiment. See if you actually need them. You can get almost everything you need from food unless you have a food allergy. Then I would recommend talking to your doctor about what the next course would be. Allocaine for a sunburn. Decongestants, again, you want to find the non-drowsy kind like this one. Some of them, this is maximum strength, and it says it doesn't contain pseudoephedrine, but it does not also say non-drowsy. So I would go with this one first because I don't like feeling drowsy at all. If you have a sugar issue, there's a sugar balance supplement that I found. And there's also another daytime. Again, you have to be careful with these. This has dextromethorphan in it. Even though it's a daytime thing, it will still make you slightly groggy. So be careful if you're driving or operating equipment. And eye drops. This is a single-use eye drop. The reason I'm bringing this up is you've heard many stories about kids accidentally having their parents put crazy glue or perma glue into their eyes, because the bottles honestly did actually used to look the same. They were small, but now the glue, the instant glue that I use, comes like in a stick. It's very hard to make a mistake that way. So you always want to make sure that you just don't keep them in your purse or in your cabinet in the same area. Keep the eye stuff in one section and the glue stick in the first aid kit, like one of these little ones, so there's no mistaking. If you happen to need an eye wash, this one is really good. They also have the kind with the cups on them for a little more. You put it on and squeeze it, and you can irrigate the eyes out properly before you can go to the hospital. This one is a cold and sinus nasal spray. You also have to be careful with those. Overusage can make your symptoms worse, even if it's a mild allergy. Now we're going to talk about juices. I like the flavor of this. It does have a lot of sugar in it though, and so does this one. So even though a serving says 1 can, I would recommend a third or a half a can just to see how your body reacts to it. And this is another good one I like. This is good plain or by itself. You just have to tip it a little bit. It has excellent flavor, and it's a sparkling ice. It's good on ice cubes. I always use Smart Water to make my ice cubes. This one is, I actually love the taste of Mountain Dew, but this one has sugar. So I don't drink Diet Mountain Dew because I'm on a diet. I drink it because I like the taste of it. Same with the Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. Those I like the flavors that they come in. This is a Mountain Dew white label. This is a tropical flavored one. And they have different kinds. You just have to check every week and they'll eventually get the kind that you like. And this is a Kickstart pineapple mango orange. So that's another good one. And we're gonna look at these products. This one I did find about 8 months ago. This is a Vicks type, Vicks Vapor Rub. It's something similar to that. It's not oily or anything, it's just scented that way. So it's a pillowcase that you put on your pillow, and it actually, the first night, it plugged my nose up, but that's because I didn't let it air out. The second night it was perfectly fine. The price has gone up to $1.99. I went and looked at them the other day. So that's still a good value because on the internet they sell for $8 or $9. And now the other product, this one is bone broth. I use this all the time. If you get the large container or even the medium size, you can scoop it out. It comes to about $1 per serving, and this actually has good flavor. So it's good for your skin and your hair. And also we're gonna talk about wet naps. This is good to remove food. I don't recommend these for cleaning a wound. You wanna use real alcohol pads for that, and then the ointment or the cream to go inside for antiseptic and then anti-infection. And then this one is a good one. Be very careful when you're using these products. The ones that contain lotions, this is a plain one. I prefer it because if you have to rub your eyes or touch your lips or anything, that fragrance or coloring is going to get in both of them, and that actually burns. This will dry off and you won't feel any residue after that. And I think that just about wraps it up. So remember, stay healthy. And by the way, if you want to watch that favorite TV program, that's fine. Make sure you record it first, because you're not going to reward yourself for watching television if you don't do those laps around your lake or at the gym. Catch you next time.